Well, thank you guys so much for completing the pretest. We're going to dive in now to the lecture. So I have an article here that explains IEPs. I'm going to read a short paragraph and then I'm going to ask you to follow along because I'm going to ask you a few questions about it. Okay. So if your child has an individualized education program, also known as an IEP, you and the rest of his IEP team will meet at least once a year to sit down together and make sure the IEP meets your child's needs. The IEP needs to be revised as your child makes progress and faces new challenges, and as new instruction techniques and technology become available. If this is your first IEP meeting, you and the rest of the team will develop your child's first IEP. After that, you'll meet every year to update and revise the IEP to reflect their current strengths and needs. A new thorough evaluation is required every 3 years unless you and the school agree it isn't necessary. So before we move on to the questions, does anyone have any questions about the reading, any clarifications? No? Okay, so now we're going to move on to the questions. So from the reading, can anyone tell me what is an IEP? Yes.
It's an individualized education program.
Yes, thank you so much for answering. How often do IEP meetings have to occur? Yes?
They have to meet at least once a year.
Very good. The last question, does IEP instruction stay the same?
No, it varies based on the child's needs.
Very good. So part of this lesson is to demonstrate reading comprehension strategies, which includes thinking deeper about the context of the text that you're reading. So for example, the paragraph that I just read wasn't very long, but it still leaves you with some questions that you still have in your head. Like, for example, it says, you and your IEP team. Who else is part of that team? Is it you and your parent? Is there other people that are involved? Or it also says here, as your child faces new challenges. What kind of challenges? Reading challenges, writing, the ability to concentrate? What are they talking about? Those are things that you should be thinking about when you're reading something. Always look for important main ideas to dig out of a text. So for this next part, we're going to read this together. This is going to answer the who is included in these meetings, in the IEP team. So can I have someone read this paragraph for us, please? Yes.
You and the rest of your child's IEP team attend every IEP meeting. This team includes you, parents take an active role in all IEP meetings, at least one of your child's general education teachers, unless your child doesn't work with general education teachers, at least one special education teacher or other special education provider, a school district representative that is knowledgeable about general education and special education, a school psychologist or other specialist who can interpret your child's first or more recent evaluation and test results in your child itself.
Thank you so much. So as she read, as what we can see here, IEP meetings include a variety of teachers and faculty that can help aid the child so that they can put their best work at school.